In today's video, we take a critical look at how climate disasters are often portrayed in the media, unveiling the sensationalism that drives viewership and shapes public perception. From misrepresented scientific data to political and economic agendas, we'll explore the complexities behind the headlines and how these narratives can sometimes exaggerate the realities of climate change. Join us as we dissect the differences between local events and global trends and highlight the progress being made in resilience amidst ongoing challenges. 1. Sensationalism drives viewership. In the competitive world of media, sensational headlines are like honey to bees, drawing in viewers and readers by the masses. Media outlets are well aware that dramatic stories sell, and climate disasters offer a perfect stage for captivating narratives. This sensationalism is often not about informing the public but rather about boosting ratings and increasing viewer engagement. As a result, the true scale of a disaster might be blown out of proportion, leading to a skewed perception of reality. For instance, a storm that affects a small region can be portrayed as a nationwide catastrophe, instilling unnecessary fear and panic. The media's focus on viewership numbers often overshadows the need for balanced and factual reporting. 2. Misrepresentation of scientific data. Scientific data is complex and often misunderstood by the general public, making it prone to misrepresentation. Media reports sometimes cherry-pick data to create a narrative of impending doom, ignoring the broader context. For instance, a study might highlight increased rainfall in a specific area, but the media may present it as evidence of global climate chaos. This selective reporting can mislead the audience, creating a distorted understanding of scientific findings. By taking data out of context, outlets can craft stories that seem urgent and alarming, even if the reality is far less dire. Such practices undermine the credibility of genuine scientific research and confuse the public about the actual state of the climate. 3. Local events versus global context. Local weather anomalies are often sensationalized as signs of a global crisis without adequate context. A heat wave in one city, for example, might be portrayed as a symptom of widespread climate collapse, even if it's part of a natural cycle. The media tends to focus on eye-catching local events, which may not accurately reflect global climate trends. This emphasis on local incidents can lead audiences to believe that the entire planet is in immediate peril, overshadowing the more nuanced and gradual changes occurring globally. By failing to provide a global perspective, the media contributes to a skewed understanding of climate dynamics. 4. Natural climate variability ignored. Natural climate variability plays a significant role in weather patterns, yet it is often downplayed in media narratives. Phenomena such as El Niño and La Niña can lead to extreme weather conditions, but these natural cycles are seldom highlighted in sensational news reports. Instead, the media frequently attributes these events solely to human-induced climate change, ignoring the complex interplay of natural factors. This oversight can lead to a misunderstanding of how climate systems operate and the various elements that contribute to extreme weather. By not acknowledging natural variability, reports can exaggerate the influence of human activity on climate events. 5. False attribution to climate change. Not all extreme weather events are the direct result of climate change, yet they are frequently labeled as such in media reports. This tendency to attribute every disaster to climate change can mislead the public and diminish the perceived credibility of genuine climate science. For example, while climate change may increase the frequency of certain events, it is not the sole cause of every hurricane or flood. By oversimplifying the causes of such events, the media can create a misleading narrative that fails to acknowledge the complexity of climate systems. This misattribution can lead to confusion and skepticism about the real impacts of climate change. 6. Overlooked progress in resilience. Advancements in infrastructure and disaster response have significantly reduced deaths and damage from extreme events, but these improvements are rarely highlighted. The media often focuses on destruction and chaos, overlooking the progress made in resilience and adaptation. For example, improved building codes and early warning systems have saved countless lives, yet these successes receive little attention compared to sensational disaster coverage. By not acknowledging these achievements, the media paints an incomplete picture of our ability to cope with climate-related challenges. Highlighting progress would provide a more balanced view, showing that while challenges remain, significant strides have been made. 7. Alarmism can backfire. Exaggerated claims about climate disasters can lead to public fatigue and skepticism. When every weather event is portrayed as a crisis, people may become desensitized to genuine threats. This alarmism can erode trust in both media and climate science, making it harder to mobilize support for necessary action. If the public perceives that they are being misled or manipulated, they may dismiss all climate information as exaggerated or false. This backfire effect can undermine efforts to address climate change, as people become less likely to engage with real and pressing environmental issues. 8. Economic and political motives. Climate disasters are sometimes exaggerated to push political agendas or funding priorities. By presenting certain events as more severe than they are, stakeholders can influence public opinion and policy decisions. For instance, a government might emphasize the impact of a natural disaster to justify increased spending on infrastructure projects. Similarly, interest groups might use exaggerated claims to promote their own agendas, whether it's advocating for renewable energy or opposing fossil fuels. These economic and political motives can skew the portrayal of climate events, leading to biased reporting that serves specific interests rather than the public good. 9. Long-term trends versus single events. Media often emphasizes single extreme events instead of discussing long-term climate trends with balanced analysis. While a hurricane or drought may grab headlines, these isolated incidents do not provide a complete picture of climate change. Long-term trends, such as rising temperatures and changing precipitation patterns, offer more valuable insights into climate dynamics. However, these trends are less sensational and may not attract as much media attention. By focusing on single events, the media can overlook the broader patterns that are essential for understanding and addressing climate change. A more comprehensive approach would help the public grasp the true scope and significance of climate trends. 10. Neglect of positive environmental news. Positive developments, such as reforestation or renewable energy progress, are often underreported compared to disasters. The media tends to focus on negative stories, which can create a sense of hopelessness and despair about the state of the environment. However, there are numerous success stories that demonstrate humanity's ability to make positive changes. For example, many countries have achieved significant reductions in carbon emissions and increased their reliance on renewable energy sources. By neglecting these positive stories, the media misses an opportunity to inspire and motivate the public to engage with environmental solutions. Highlighting successes can provide hope and encourage further action,